Here are 5 habits I do daily that keep me from overeating, and yes, they work. So, if you're a woman and you're looking to lose weight and you tend to find yourself overeating at night or on the weekends, I've put together a fat loss checklist. So, just drop checklist down below and I'll send that right over to you in Messenger. And hey, if we haven't met before, I'm Becky Fox. I've been a fitness and nutrition coach for the last 20 years, and over that time, I've helped thousands of women lose the weight and keep it off. And like many of those women, I too struggled with binge eating, and I want to share with you today some of the things that have helped me to break free from that habit. So I'm guessing a lot of you are doing what I used to do, which was I would follow really strict diets, low calories, low carb, giving up all the foods I love, not having a social life. It was pretty freaking miserable. And what I didn't realize at the time is that by being so strict, I was fighting my own biology. Essentially, I was eating in a way that my hunger hormones were just going crazy. My cravings were pretty much unmanageable. My energy was low. I was cranky as heck. My mood was terrible. So I was fighting my body, and it's no wonder that, yeah, I would be good for a while. I would lose the weight. But as soon as I got around something, I remember a friend bought me some Oreos and I ate that whole bag in 2 days and I went crazy. And I went on to eat a whole bunch of food and I gained all the weight I lost plus some extra weight. Okay, so maybe you can relate to this story and you've been there too. I did this for many years. What I found is that trying to be so strict was the reason I was backfiring into overeating. It wasn't a willpower issue. I was disciplined as hell back then. I was in my 20s. I had all kinds of free time. If anything, it would have been easier back then than it is now that I'm 43. However, it was the strict plans that backfire. It's a lot for our body. It's overwhelming mentally for us. So let's dive into the 2 big things that have to do with our biology. So first is a lot of times we're doing things like skipping meals. We're trying to save our calories, hoard our calories for later. So a lot of women will skip breakfast, maybe skip lunch, or you're just eating something really small and really tiny. Well, it's no wonder you find yourself overeating at night because your hunger hormones and your cravings are going to be ramped up, especially at the end of the day when you might be more stressed out or more tired and your willpower is kind of depleted from a busy day. So one of the best things that you can do is start your day with a balanced breakfast and make sure you're having balanced meals throughout the day. Okay, you're getting in those meals, you're not skipping those meals. Okay, this can really set you up so that you're not hungry the second that you get home. So I'm a big believer in having breakfast, having lunch, having 3 good square meals a day, having some snacks in there if you really need to keep your hunger in check. So that's the first piece. And if you want some ideas for breakfast, I actually have a breakfast guide too. So just drop breakfast down below and I'll get that too as well. Okay, so make sure you're having those set meal times throughout the day. Okay, second, what you put in those meals matter. So one of the things that can be really helpful is having protein and fiber. I know there's a lot of talk about this lately for a good reason. When we have meals that have protein, have fiber in them, those meals stick with us. Okay, so you should be able to go about 4 hours without eating. A lot of times women say, I have breakfast, but I'm starving an hour later, probably because you're grabbing something like a bagel or a muffin or a granola bar or something quick that's just carbs, so it has no sticking power. And sometimes this can ramp up cravings because it puts you on this blood sugar roller coaster where your blood sugar rises really fast because we have nothing to slow it down like protein or fiber, and then it comes crashing down, and that's when you find yourself, snacking, at 10 a.m. in the morning. And so make sure you're getting some protein, make sure you're getting some fiber into those meals because that meal will stick with you. We want a good sized meal. This should not look like a little meal that a bird should eat, okay? It should be a good sized meal. You should feel full and it should stick with you for 4 hours. Now, it's not just about what we're eating. It's also about how we're eating. And I think a lot of programs out there really miss this because we can know exactly what to do and have the perfect nutrition plan. But if that was enough, we'd all, look amazing and not be overeating at night on the weekends. It's not about knowing what to do all the time. Sometimes it's about how we're doing things, and that can be really something that's missing in a lot of things out there. So the first thing that really helps me is slow down eating. I remember I used to eat so fast, I would shovel food in my face that I barely even had time to register I was full, and I would eat too much in that meal without realizing it, and then I would end up feeling like really gross, an hour or so after I would eat. So by slowing down and actually enjoying the food for one, and two, allowing your body to register that you're full, you're going to tend to eat less. And it's just going to be more satisfying overall because feeling like crap because you overate or just not even enjoying the meal in front of you is going to set you up to probably snack or just feel gross later down the road. So the fourth step is distinguishing between actual true hunger and psychological hunger. They're not the same thing. And a lot of us are eating when we're not even hungry, right? We're bored, we're tired, we're stressed out, we're eating because other people are eating. We just have poor habits around our food. And so the more we can start to be aware of this and paying attention to when we're actually eating when we're not hungry, right? Because it's two different solutions. If you're hungry, we need to look at what you're eating, what's in your meals, okay? Versus if you're just eating because you're bored, well, we got to address how we're handling that boredom. So two different solutions for two different problems. So if you start tuning into that and notice, am I actually really hungry, or am I just, craving something right now? Am I psychologically hungry? And lastly, I'm not going to lie and say it's not hard to stop eating when food is yummy, because it is hard to stop. However, what we can start to do is, one, by slowing down and paying attention to when you're full, this is going to be helpful. And there's going to be that moment where you've had enough and it's going to be hard to stop. But what we want to do in that moment is to ride that wave, because that initial disappointment when we stop is going to be at its highest right then. But here's the thing, if we can sit through that discomfort, it will wane over time. You'll be on to the next thing and you'll have forgotten all about it. So just like anything else, it's a skill that we have to learn, but there is a solution to that.